Does anyone wake up this morning feeling like this was a real championship? Plus, on an inauguration day, great marketing college football, a Monday on inauguration day in damn near February, as if you didn't know the inauguration date years ago. Trump is back in office, signing over 60 documents, firing motherfuckers, changing the landscape of America, just as we changed the landscape of college football with this paper championship we witnessed last night. Clubber Lang would be proud today. Just as he called Rocky in Rocky III a paper champion, this could possibly be the longest, dumbest, weakest championship in college sports history. The Ohio State Buckeyes are paper champions and clearly know it after losing twice. And to their rivals from the north, the Big Blue in Michigan once again. How are you the champion of anything? You're not even the champion of your own watered-down conference. This was the most watered-down championship tournament of my lifetime. It was a joke. It was too long. It's fucking January 21st, people. The 21st of January, we're 13 days away from the Super Bowl, and we're still talking about national champion college football games being played. Too many teams, and this shit seemed like a joke of a tournament, and the most mediocre championship game I've ever seen. I had zero interest in it because of the length of the tournament. It's damn near February. Because of the teams that are in it, it's damn near the Super Bowl. And because of how the seeding went down, it was a mockery of what we created in college football. But what do I know? My main man, the Far East Sider, the Naptown legend, 317, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, and AR5 jocking, Caitlin Clark swinging, Fox Sports very own. Our main man, Big Smitty. Welcome, my man.
Yeah. What's going on, y'all, man? What's going on? Man. You all right?
Got bit by something. Got bit by something.
Mosquito? Damn, bro. Be careful. You know that West Nile is back. That West Nile virus is back. So be careful with that.
I don't believe in bird flus, all that. I don't believe in none of that.
That's the truth, Tommy. And guess what? I'm the truth. You the truth. This show is the truth. And my cousin Keith Smith is the truth. Alex Byes in the building. We got Jay Ram. We got Kobe, RIP. Shaun Waffle, Mark Rideout, D. Jones, Gene, Isaiah Place, and Boston Richie. Loaded show. Amazing performance by the Ohio State Buckeyes last night, which I predicted at the very beginning of these playoffs. Told y'all from the jump, they were the most talented team through and through. My eyes work, and although they lost those two games, that did not define who they really were in the ultimate road of things. They took out the number one team in the nation, so you can't call this a fake championship or paper championship because they beat the best team in the country along the way en route to winning this. So shout out to Ohio State. Shout out to Ryan Day for finally getting over the hump. He's now solidified. He can stay there as long as he wants to now because he got that big time natty, and his job is safe. He's no longer on the hot seat. I know he's probably lit right now because he had probably the most hottest seat, in my opinion, of any coach. If he loses that game, knowing he lost against Michigan as well, I don't see him being back on the team next year. But hey, he did not lose. His job is secured, and he will go down in history as one of the all-time great Ohio State coaches, because when you add up his overall record and wins over the years, you throw on top of this natty, voila, this is what you got. So shout out to the Ohio State Buckeyes. So what we got today, man? What we got?
I guess if I threw bunch of shit at the wall, and then I saw it stick and just run down the wall.
Yeah.
I could pick the first piece of shit that hit the wall and then land it and then hit the ground.
Yep.
And then I ran over there and I picked that piece of shit up.
Yep.
I guess that's how the natty was. Somebody would be a winner, right? First person I picked up.
But
winner, chicken dinner. That was the worst game I've ever watched. The worst football I've ever seen. Two things can be true, as Smitty eloquently said. Smitty says two things can be true all the time. Can I be honest?
Yep.
Two things can be true. You could have a good football game played by two horrible opponents. You do know that, right? Like, that's real. Mm-hmm. That's what I witnessed in the NFL over the weekend, and that's what I witnessed last night. A good game, you can call it if you want, played by two horrible opponents, is still two things can be true. Like, it can be a close game because two teams are horrible, and I'm just saying, Smitty.
But last night game wasn't close.
My eyes work like you said too.
Right.
My eyes work too, and that was horrible. Ryan Day, if he gets enough chances, he'll eventually win, right?
No.
I mean, that's how I look at it, because he wouldn't even been in the tournament if it was a regular 14. Like, so we're not even talking about that. We're actually.
I'm glad he is in it. So
of course you are, because you're mediocre, and that's what the new national championship
Jason,
is.
let me ask you this:
mediocrity.
Did Ohio State not beat the number one team in the country? Yes or no?
Second time.
Okay. When it mattered the most, right?
Second time.
I know when it mattered the most, right?
Well, not really. They lost their championship in their conference. Oregon won it.
Right.
So champ.
And Ohio State beat Oregon in the playoffs, right?
Well, actually not. You're wrong, because Ohio State wouldn't even have been in the tournament. Ohio State wouldn't even have been in the tournament because they lost to the team when it mattered most.
If it was a 50, y'all be drunk, Jason. So I don't care about what used to be.
Not really.
This is what
it
is.
Really.
Every team knew this year will be year one of the 12-team playoffs, including Oregon. So I don't really care about what it used to be.
So did Oregon know that was going to be the way they were seeded after being 13-0 and beating three teams in the tournament, and they end up getting the hardest ranking? They knew that going in?
You have Dan Lanning's number. I would say text him right now, and we'll get our exact answer. I'm not going to speak for another man, but I do know
no idea.
You're number two in the nation.
Yeah, no idea how the seeding goes. He was not going to know that. That's a waste of time.
Based upon
I would
what
never
Dan
text him
Lanning
that.
said.
Be a dumb question to ask him. Be a horrible question to ask him.
Cool. Well, don't ask me the same dumb question either then. Dan Lanning said his team is based off substance. So I figured the team based off substance that's undefeated, has never lost, who's already beat Ohio State, would have no problems with walking in there and beating them again, right?
Let me ask you an honest question.
Please do.
You're waking up today.
Yep.
And you're going to sit here and tell me to my face, bold face, you're not going to lie or nothing.
Yep.
That you woke up today feeling like this was a real national championship earned run. They went through the gauntlet. Yes. They deserved it. They were the 1 seed. They lost their own Big Ten tournament, but they deserved this. You woke up today like this was great football. Seriously, that's what you're telling me.
I woke up feeling like this was the best team in the nation.
No, that's not the question I asked you. That's not the question I asked you. I asked you woke up today knowing football. You played it high level. You get it. You know it. You woke up today after watching last night's game and are going to tell me to my face that this was a great playoff run and a bracket was just the greatest football tournament we've ever seen. This is what you're telling me. Because I'm waking up like, this is horrible. Like, it's almost February, Smitty. Like, let's be clear here real quick so everybody understands the landscape of college football. Number one, there's teams in spring ball right now. Let's start with that. Smitty's laughing because he just thought of it like, God damn, you're right. It's fucking February. Number two, winter conditioning is in January in most places. It starts, and then the recruiting process. So now all that's thrown off. It's too long to dive into all that. But the fact of the matter is, you want to give these dudes time off, but then you want to play to February. Then you want to pay the guys. Then you want to allow them to go to the portal. And guess what? This team, if Ryan Day knows is going to do it right, guess what? His team just won the Natty. It's January 21st. How long does his team get off? And then what is the motivation for the Ohio State Buckeyes to show back up in the weight room in January for winter conditioning and ready to go and get ready for a new season, which is already in the same year the Natty just ended? Please tell me that this is not conducive for not only these babies, but the entire game and landscape of this whole fucking thing. It is fucking February, Smitty. There's spring games being played at the end of this month in some places. There's March has spring ball officially. March and April is known for.
March is the main month. Yeah, March is the main.
But Alabama used to go in February. They used to be done already. Soon as they would win the Natty, go right into it and be done, so they could rest in offseason and just do weight training and so on and forth and get ready and still recruit for the offseason and all this stuff. These cats are about to be in spring games. We're going to be covering spring ball here on this show in a couple months, Smitty.
Months.
You can't tell me that this is how it's supposed to be. Like, this is too long, homie. Like, maybe look it up for some of the guys in the chat that don't know football. Maybe look up a couple spring dates or a couple programs, Bailey, and drop the dates in the chat, because I'm just telling you, casual bass guy, I'll bet you next month's check. I'll bet you next month's check. Since you know so much, casual bass guy, I'll bet you, let's bet my check versus your check. Let's bet it. That there's spring ball starting very soon. Let's bet it.
Hold on. Very soon is too broad. If y'all gonna bet, it needs to be exact, like by the end of February. Like, it needs to be some sort of deadline. You can't say very soon, because that's.
There'll be teams. Now the weather might have something to say with it. Right now in the Midwest and the East Coast, it's 19 below zero everywhere, so that may have something to do with it. But other than that, remember, it's January still. He said.
We started spring ball, I think, early March. I'm trying to think when I was at Ball State. Us, but again, that doesn't define. I don't know what every program did, so I honestly can't argue on this. I don't know. I mean, February sounds early, but everybody's different, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
And by the way, I never said there's spring games in January. So again, stop reaching. You're just mad that you know now that college football is so goddamn bad that half you didn't watch it. The ratings were the lowest it's ever been. And you guys are sitting here in January, about to be February, talking about a college football game. But speaking of college football, Smitty, before we get to the quote of the day, let's bring in our main man,